Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kristen. This is Intentional Living, and today's a big one because Colin and I are combining our finances, and so we also are combining our incomes and stuffing everything together. So we are working with a lot more money today, and I do want to walk you through like what that process was like for us and like how we are budgeting together. But Colin and I decided the month of May and June are going to be our trial months, just to kind of get a sense of like what is our normal day-to-day spending as it was separate, like what does that look like when we combine. And then in July we'll like tweak things because we'll have 2 months worth of data, and then we'll go from there. So I want to do that video, but I want to wait a little longer to film it until I know like how it's going, because how we're doing it now might not be how we do it long term. But to give you a little bit of information, basically what I did was create us a budget sheet on a Google Sheet document based on my bills and spending and based on his bills and spending. And so I did that, and then I had a conversation with him about our 1, 3, and 5 year goals, just to kind of get a sense of like where does he want his money to go, and where do we want our money to go. And just because obviously I know those things for myself, but I've generally thought I knew for him, but like I really wanted to have a clear conversation. So we did that. And then basically I told him I'm going to try to just budget as I see fit for these 2 months. And he's spending as normal, I'm spending as normal. I was just like, do your normal thing. And then I will kind of present him with the data being like, okay, like we spend a lot in this area. We're not able to save enough in this area, and kind of like refocus and see like based on our goals, are our current spending habits serving us? And if not, we need to tweak. So that was kind of the process I took. So what you'll be seeing is like our trial run. We're not tweaking any of our bills. We're not canceling anything. We are just like whatever we were spending before, we are now continuing to spend for the next 2 months, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll probably like, he's got some, like he's putting a lot of money into life insurance, and we're pretty young, and like I'm working, and I don't know that he needs to be pouring so much money into life insurance. And I'm paying for like a lot of things at the gym right now that we might like need to scale back on because we want to put more money into wedding savings and stuff like that. So just things. So that is kind of the deal. I'm trying to think of other things that are important to note. I can't think of anything. So I'm going to jump straight in. So we are going to stuff $1,665 today, which is all in this pouch. And this is for both of our full-time jobs. He does make a little bit more than I do at his job. So this is a little bit more than double of what my old one was. And you'll see kind of how that plays out. But we have $1,665. Let's see if it's all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500, 6, 7, 8, 900, 1,000. 50, 100, 150, 170, 190, 210, 230, 250, 270, 290, 310, 330, 350, 370, 390, 410, 430, 440, 450, 460, 470, 480, 490, 500. 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 65, 75, 85, 95, 600. So 1,600. And 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, 45, 55, and 65. So 1,665 is what we have. And, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Something else that we are going to be adjusting is the way that Colin paid off his, so he has no debt. But the way how I pay my credit card off is I just like, every month take it down to a 0 balance. And the way Colin does it is like, so whatever you charge in 1 month, you owe that balance by the next month, and he pays it off before it gains interest, but it's a month after. And whereas I kind of pay mine off as I go, like every couple weeks I make a payment to take the number down to 0. So in order to take his credit cards down to 0 so that we're not, because it just felt like he was like a month behind instead of being like up to date on his credit card, if that makes sense. Both ways are fine. You are not accruing interest either way. So like the way he did it is not like bad. If that's how you do it, that's fine. But for me, because I'm the one managing our money, we said I'm the CFO of the family. He is our COO. He's our operations person. He like takes care of the house and like the food and like does a lot of our operation stuff, and I do our money. So because of that, he was like, let's just do it how you've been doing it, because you're the one that's going to be paying the bills and managing the money. So basically, to get his credit cards down to 0, I had to pull some money from different places. So you'll see that a lot of my envelopes are empty, which is why I did that, was so that we could get that down to 0. And then we also took his savings and combined it with my savings. So you'll see how that affected things in a minute. So to start, we're going to start with our bills per usual, but the numbers are a little different. So for rent today, we're adding 415. So 1, 2, 300, 400, 410, and 415. And that is for both of our parts of rent. We each paid $825 before, so it's $1650 in total for our rent. So we have $415 in rent right now. My washer is like so loud. I hope you can't hear it. Utilities is $95, so 50, 70, 95. In utilities is like the only one that fluctuates, so I just hope that that's enough. Phone bill is getting $20. I thought my phone bill was going up, but then my mom just told me it actually isn't, so I budgeted more than I usually do. The first week, and I just hadn't stuffed it yet, so I'm just gonna leave it and I'll adjust later down the road. And then subscriptions, this was my mystery cash envelope for April, so cute. Subscriptions is getting $10, and that will get us started in subscriptions for the month. And then insurances. So now that I've combined with Colin, it is my car insurance, my renter's insurance, my jewelry insurance. It's my ring insurance, his life insurance, his long-term disability insurance, and his car insurance and his renter's insurance. So for all of that, we're adding $120 in insurance. And then for the gym, I'm adding $100 this week. So that is for my 2 gym memberships and my personal trainer. Yes, that's what that's for. So we have $100 in there. And then for buffer, we're adding $30 today. I'm going to start intentionally saving for my 1 week ahead fund for next year. So we have 50, 70, 90, 110, 120, and 125. And then Colin does contribute to his Roth IRA like the same amount every month, but I forgot, and so I didn't stuff it today. So we're gonna make up for it next week. And that is going to do it for our bills. And then we're gonna move on to our weekly spending, which I did change out of my A7 binder. So say goodbye to her, and into this A6 binder, just because she, with the amount that we're adding moving forward, because of it being both of us, I just felt like it was going to be too much in an A7 size, and then, or an A9 size, and then the A7 size I still thought was going to be too small, so I just jumped straight back to the A6. So for eating out today, we're adding $100, so that is for both me and Colin, and all of these are empty to start us off this month. So we are totally rebuilding our sinking funds and our cash envelopes, which is, well, some of our sinking funds, but definitely our cash envelopes, which is exciting. Gas is getting $50, and that is for both our cars. But Colin has a Prius hybrid and works from home 3 days out of the week, so he doesn't get gas that often. And then our groceries is getting $250. There goes the washer. Okay, groceries is getting $250 this week for both of us. I'm surprised I'm already out of 50s. And then I split our spending into my spending and his spending. So I got rid of miscellaneous and just left it as spending money. So this kind of just is the miscellaneous, my miscellaneous money, and then Colin's miscellaneous money. So we each get 15 a week right now, and we'll see if that is good or if we need to adjust that. But that's like for little things, like if I go downtown with some friends and pay for parking, I can pull it from my spending, stuff like that. And now we're going to go into our weekly spending, which I did add a few categories for, so that's fun because Colin's weekly spending is a little bit different than mine, but in a lot of ways our spending is similar. So we both definitely need to save for clothes, and you'll see these are empty, and that is because, again, of what I needed to do just to get us like on track to pay off Colin's credit card in the month that we're currently in. So in clothes, we're adding $40. Costco is getting $5. And then date night is also getting $5, just to start that off. I think I am starting off most of the envelopes, but not all of them. Drinks is getting $10. And fitness and wellness is getting $5. Fun is getting $10. Oh, I also shifted money around so that I paid off what I owed myself in fitness and wellness. So this is like back to zero. So this is my first $5 back, if that makes sense. Fun has 10, gardening is getting 5. And I had like about $1,000 left, and I just paid it off with the money that I had and money, that Colin had and whatever. So to get him ahead, we paid off his credit card, and then I paid off my, like what I owed myself in all my categories, and we're just back. We're at a clean slate. We're at zero. So we had to pull some money from different areas of like my savings, his savings, and I just wanted to be at zero. So that is what we did. Gardening is a new envelope. That is for Colin. He loves to garden. That's one of his hobbies. So he has a gardening envelope now. Gifts is getting 10. Giving is getting 5. Haircuts is going to be so new for me because he gets a haircut every month and I get a haircut like every 4 months. So I'm going to have to really start budgeting more consistently for haircuts. So we're adding $40 today because he has a haircut this month and I have a haircut this week. So we got to save up for that. Household is getting 5. And then planners is getting skipped. And then, you know what? Rosie says it's empty, but it actually has $100 in it. I just forgot to put it in here. Let me grab that. Because in here, if you go into Rosie, there's a spending and it has 100. So I'm just going to take that tab out. So we are pulling Rosie's spending into this binder just because Colin always paid for Rosie's food, medication, everything. The only time I would pay for things for Rosie is like if I wanted to get her treats, gifts, like a new collar or something cute, or a new bed, like I would pay for some of those things. And then when she had really high vet bills, I would help contribute to those. But now that we're combining finances, I need to budget from us for her food, her medications, her flea and tick, all of that. So that will come out of spending. And then savings will be truly just for like vet visits, and bigger expenses. So that is, Rosie has 100 and she's not getting anything today. Self-care has 5, or is getting 5, and toiletries is getting 25 because I know Colin needed a bunch of things. So I'm pre-saving for that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y. Okay, yard work is like out of order. But volleyball is not getting anything, so that's empty. Woodworking is another one of Colin's hobbies, so I'm just adding that as an envelope as well. So that gets 5. And then yard work should be down there because this is in alphabetical order, and that is also getting 5. Colin did all the yard work, but it's also one of his hobbies. And so I used to pay him some money just for like gas for the mower and like money for parts, because like things break and he fixes them, and like his leaf blower, whatever. So now we're just gonna budget for yard work, obviously together. But that's also one of his like hobbies, because he likes to like, you know, get new plants and trees for the yard and whatever. So there's that. And then buffer in this, we are keeping a buffer envelope in here, and that's getting 5. So now most of these at least have some cash, which makes me feel better, because when I had to empty them out, it was super sad. And now we'll move over to Baby Blue, who is still our kind of our short-term savings. And we are going to add $10 into birthdays. So my friend Lauren has 50, and then Colin's birthday is getting 10. What I have not done is add tabs for the birthdays that he needs to save for. So let me make that note somewhere. I'm like out of sticky notes. I need to get more sticky notes. I would write that, but I don't have a sticky note to write it on. I'm gonna take one of my budget breakdown sheets and say, I need B-Day tabs. And then I also need sticky notes. Okay. So 50 in Lauren, and Colin has 50, 60, 75. So that means we have 125 in birthdays. Our emergency fund. So by combining finances, our emergency fund is now at $10,000, $5,000 for me and $5,000 for Colin, but really $10,000 for us. But like his savings helped us get that to $10,000. Electronics still has $1,500. Holidays today is getting 10. So in Mother's Day, we have $50, and saving for our beach trip is getting $10. So I have 50, 60, 70. So 50 plus 70 means we have 120. Medical is getting $5. It used to have $1,100, but I used the $100 to help pay off the fitness and wellness tab, because some of the charges I had been putting into that category were physical therapy, and I got injured and had to go to physical therapy a lot. And so I just pulled $100 out of medical to help pay for that. So now medical has $1,005. So 1,005. And then Rosie's savings, so I'm going to take out this tab, is getting 15. So a 10 and a 5. So she has 1, 2, 300, 310, and 315. And then my scooter, I did have to take some money out of scooter to pay off my fitness and wellness balance. So maintenance is empty and registration has $100. So we're gonna add $5 into maintenance. So now we have $105 in scooter. And you'll see my walkaway fund is empty, and that is because I used this to help pay off Colin's credit card to get us back up. And I also used some of his savings, so we like put our money towards that, just because I'm not walking away from my full-time job anytime soon. So we kind of decided that that money would be better spent just to bring us up to current on all charges, rather than having to pull that money out of our emergency fund. So it's like, we would have normally pulled out of our emergency fund, but I'd rather our emergency fund just be fully funded, because we need our emergency fund. A walkaway fund we don't need right now. So that is at 0, but we just added $5, so now it's at 5. So that is the state of our short-term savings. I hope that makes sense. I would have done the video with you, like showing you what I was moving around and things, but honestly, it was really overwhelming for me to do. So to film it would have been too much. So you gotta just trust me on it. And then for Big Blue, we are adding $40 into car. And I did move around some money in car. So in registration, it used to be $200 and now it's $400, because I have to register my car and Colin's car. So $400 in registration. And our cars are similar in age, so they are similar prices for like taxes, registration, all that. And then emergency fund has $1,000 for the cars, so plus 1,000, which I would like to get that up higher in the future. Colin has a higher deductible than me, so I just saved a flat $1,000 in deductible, just because it was like $750 would be our deductible, and I was like, let me just save $1,000, and that could double as our emergency fund if needed. So that's $1,000. And then in oil changes, I have $200, so my oil change and his. So that is why I moved that money around. And so basically, because I moved all that money around, new car is now empty because I moved that money into these. Colin did not have any savings for a car fund or anything, so we are going to work on building up this in general because I have lots of car savings, but he doesn't. So we want to build up those categories before we start saving for a new car. So now we're going to be working on repairs, and repairs just has 50. So we're adding 40 today. So now it has 90. So plus 90, we have 2,690 in car. So I feel a little bit behind in this I felt really good for me, but now that we're adding Colin's car, I want to start building this up. The repairs, I want that up to like maybe $2,000 before we move on to save for a new car. So there's that. Christmas is getting $40. I need to add also Christmas tabs for Colin's family, because this was just for my Christmas savings. So, but Colin's family does way less gift giving than my family, so I don't think it'll impact it too much. But I have 200 saved for Colin, 100 saved for my parents, and 100 saved for my siblings. But now I think we're going to up. Let's see our categories. Let's just take it out. So Colin, obviously need to save for him. Now I need to save for myself. So I'm going to have to add a Kristen tab in here. Parents, we could save for both mine and his parents. So I should maybe up this amount. But I have Colin's family in here. So maybe I'll just up that amount, because that's usually my gift to Colin's family from me. But maybe I'll keep it as this is just for my parents. These are just for my siblings. So that's $400. And now we'll save for my niece next, and then my friends, and then my friends and Colin's friends, and then Colin's family. We'll save for my gift to Colin's family, Colin's gift to Colin's family, which will just be joint gifts probably from now on, and then the gift exchange that we do with them. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. So anyway, we have $400, and now we're gonna add $40 into my niece. So 20, 40. We're gonna save up $100 for her. So we have $440 in Christmas. And then home today is getting $15. So in hosting, we have 200. Home maintenance, we have 500. Furniture, we have 500. And then first house, we have 1,000. Okay, wait. 200 plus 500 plus 500 plus 1,000 plus 100 in decor. Yes. So I'm adding 15. Yard work we're not going to use anymore, so I should just remove that. I'm going to put that on my list. Remove yard work from Big Blue. So let's see, what are we adding 15 to then? Oh, I was gonna add to hosting because the 200 was just for me, and I would like to get this up a bit higher now that it's for me and Colin. So now we're at 215 in hosting. So plus 15, we have 2,315. And then I want to up decor as well, but decor is not as important because we don't need decor, but hosting we like to do. So $2,315 in home. And then we're going to add $15 into vacation. Colin did have money saved for our first house, but he didn't have as big of an emergency fund as I would have liked us to have. So I moved his home savings into his emergency fund savings, and then that got us to the $10,000, if that makes sense. Hi, Rosie. Rosie came to visit. Hi, girl. Hi, mama. Hi, pretty girl. But we're gonna add $15 into flights for vacation. 10 and a 5. So now we have 1, 2, 300, 320, 335 in flights. I did pull out some money for an Airbnb, and then 500 in lodging. So 835 is in vacation. That was one of our last charges that we paid for separately before we combined finances. So I pulled that money from here. So, and Colin didn't have any money saved like specifically for vacation. So again, we're just going to build up his sinking funds. I'm so excited, but it's really our sinking funds because we share money now. Okay. $100 going into wedding. And that is $50 from my paycheck, $50 from his paycheck, which is what we are normally doing. So now we're just doing $100 a paycheck or a week. But you'll see my wedding envelope is empty, and that is not because I've spent all the money. That is because I added a wedding binder to my setup. So let's move over to our wedding binder. Okay. So this is my wedding binder, and these are my new envelopes. So I'll show you. This is someone asked for these tab envelopes, so I'm going to try these out myself. If you like them, let me know and I will list them. I will only be doing this font for the wedding bundle because it is a pain to work with and it's super delicate, but I am going to list a wedding bundle. It will not be probably posted by the time you see this because I wanted to ask your feedback of what categories you'd like to see in a wedding bundle. So write down below what categories you think would be best. But, so my categories are our bachelor and bachelorette parties. So of our money that was saved, which is about $17,000, I put $5,000 into our bachelorette parties and bachelor party, which might be too much, I don't know. Rings, so our wedding rings. We obviously have paid for my engagement ring, but wedding rings, I saved $4,000 because I just assumed rings maybe were about $2,000 a piece, but I have no idea. So I saved $4,000, but hopefully it's less, but I have no idea what to expect. Outfits. So this is for we're doing an engagement photo shoot, and that is our first outfit we need to buy, but then we're also going to need outfits for rehearsal dinner, for my bridal shower, for our wedding weekend, whatever. So this first 500 is for our engagement photo shoot. We're going to need 2 outfits each. So I saved $500 for that. Again, all of this, what's in here now adds up to $17,000. Gifts. I want to give some gifts on the wedding day. So I want to give gifts to my mom, my dad, his mom, his dad, maybe his grandparents, all of my girls, and all of his groomsmen and our ushers, and probably our officiant, or actually we'll probably just pay them money. So the actual physical gifts that we're giving people, I have $3,000 saved in that. I just based that off of what I am thinking of what we're going to spend, because my parents and Colin's parents are paying for a lot of the wedding. So I kind of want to ball out on gifts. Beauty. So this is for beauty leading up to the wedding, but also at the wedding. So my bridal hair and makeup, if I want to get a tan, if I want to whiten my teeth, any of that. So I saved $2,000 for all of that. And it also can include Colin, if he wants to do a beard touch up because he has a beard, if he wants to, do anything as well to prepare. We have that money. Accessories, I saved $500. So, shoes, cufflinks, a watch, stuff like that. My jewelry, things like that. I don't know. We might need more than this, but for now we have 500. Next category is decor. So I'm wanting to do a lot of DIY decor for our wedding and our welcome party and our rehearsal dinner. So I put $1,000 in there for me to be able to spend some money to DIY some stuff. And then we are renting a house at the beach for the week after our wedding. So our wedding's on a Sunday. So we'll have the house Friday to Friday. And this money is for it's a rental house. So you have to bring your own soap. You have to bring your own toilet paper, paper towels, stuff like that. So I put an initial $500 in here for us to pay for those things, as well as basic groceries and toiletries and things. So this probably will need to be increased eventually, but for now I'm saving 500 just because I don't know. So there's that. And then our welcome party, I am saving for our welcome bags for our guests. So that has $500 in it, which I think will need more money. So I might put this $100 today in here. But Colin's family is helping us pay for the welcome party and the rehearsal dinner, but for anything additional above and beyond what they give us, or what they're paying for, we will pay for some things. So like we might pay to tip the DJ, we might, you know, pay for some things that fall outside of their budget. So that's what this money is for. So there's an initial $500, and that is the $17,000. But then I also have an envelope for the reception. So again, my parents are paying for the reception and the ceremony, but if I want to go above and beyond, so if I want to upgrade, you know, the glassware, but that doesn't fall in the budget that my parents gave me, I can, you know, pay to upgrade that. And then our honeymoon, got to save for our honeymoon, so that is in here. And then the last one that's in here now, I need to add some, is hotel rooms. So we're staying in the rental house that we have. So the hotel rooms are really for whoever's watching Rosie, our dog, because we hope, if she's alive, we hope for her to be in the wedding. So we'll need someone to watch her, and we have friends that offered to do it. And so we said, well, if you watch her, we'll pay for your hotel room. So their hotel room, and then we're paying for the hotel room for our DJ. So we'll pay for that out of here. And then the other ones are Rosie. So this is paying for anything to do with her. So after the wedding, our friend will have to bring her back here, and we'll need to pay for them to watch her for the week that we're gone and for while we're gone on our honeymoon. So we'll have an envelope for her. And then thank yous. So for thank you notes, cards, stamp, all that, I have these. So I need to I had ordered more of these tabbed A6 envelopes, and I just need to assemble them when they get here in the mail. But those are the two more categories we're going to add for now. And then if we need any more eventually, obviously I'll add them. But that is the breakdown of what's in here. So I think I'm going to add this $100 into Beach House, because I do think I'm going to need more money than this in there. So now we have $17,100 in here. So sorry if that was a super long video because of all the changes, but I hope that it is exciting for you. Like I said, I'm going to sell these bundles. They're not going to come in this exact A6 binder unless you want it, but I was going to do one that looks more like this but is white, and then have the tabbed envelopes in it with 6 or 12 categories. So I need 6 or 12. So let me know down below what you think are good categories. I was thinking like dress, rings, ceremony, reception, rehearsal dinner, gifts, tips, vendors, like whatever. So let me know what you think would be good standard categories for most people. And then once I get some feedback on here and on Instagram, I will put together that listing and list it and let you know when it's live. So that is it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next one.